Oke, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Tonight we are going to discuss more on the marketing principle number 3, which are the all competitors react. As you know, the first principle where the all customer differ, all customer change, all competitors react. And from last week, we have already discussed that there are 3 points in the managing the competitive advantage, the sustainable competitive advantage. There are brand strategy, and then offering strategy, and relationships strategy. And continuing the topic in chapter 4, this chapter will focus on managing brand-based sustainable competitive advantage. So I'm going to start from the introduction, and then we are going to discuss on the brand strategies which is available in the market. And then the third one, I'm going to discuss on how to manage the brand-based sustainable competitive advantage. Right. So brand basics. Okay. Sorry. One second. Okay. Right. So the American Marketing Associates defines brand as name, term, design, symbols, or any other features that identifies one seller's goods or services as distinct from those of other sellers. Yeah. Usually, managers, they characterize their brand by describing the brand element to identify themselves, such as Apple. We see that the apple with the half bite, yeah, and then many other features that serve differentiate the brand offering from competitors. So remember, on the last chapter, we discussed that there are BORs, yeah, the brand, offering, and relationship. So when the offering, okay, we have the offering of the product. When the product offer given a brand, then the customer will be willing to buy the product. Yeah. So the difference between the offering and the brand determine what is your brand equity. So when we see that the Apple, right? Apple has a product of iPhone, product of iPad. Actually, Samsung has the same product or even better. Yeah, Samsung. So when the offering product is the same, the Apple and Samsung. But when the product label brand as Apple, people purchase the product more expensive due to the brand equity. So the brand equity often represent a substantial portion of its overall value. Apple is the highest now. Yeah, from the top 10 most valuable global brand, Apple is number one in the top 10 numbers, and then followed by Google, Coca-Cola, IBM, Microsoft, General Electric, Samsung, Toyota, McDonald, Mercedes-Benz. Yeah. So given the same value of product, yeah, the same core value of the product, Apple has the biggest brand equity. Yeah, that the people is more valuing the brand of Apple relatively higher than Samsung. All right. If any question, just shoot. So brands are one of the most critical intangible assets that the firm owns. There is one caption, yeah, from Quaker, from Quaker, that he said that the John Stewart, the CEO of Quaker Oats, if this company were to split up, I will give you the property, plant, equipment, and I will take the brand. So he is willing to give up his property, plant, and equipment, but he would like to take the brand and the trademarks. So it means that the brands and trademark of Quaker is higher than the property, plant, and equipment. Where the property, plant, equipment, it is in the balance sheet. Yeah, but the brand and the trademark is not in the balance sheet. But he prefer to have the brand and trademarks. All right. So wait a second. So provide a long-term sustainable competitive advantage. So to provide a long-term sustainable competitive advantage, it is very difficult. Yeah, you can see how much investment that Coca-Cola has done, the Apple has done, Google has done, IBM has done, yeah, to develop the image of the brand, yeah, making the image in the customer brand. And having the brands combined with the relationship, it leads to customer loyalty. Yeah, having the brand and the relationship towards the offer leads to enduring customer loyalty. Yeah. What are the dimension of the brand? You see that there are price premium. So this is the brand. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The price premium. We can compare by having the Toyota and Hyundai with the same car, the sedan. Let's say Hyundai H1 and Toyota Alphard, H1 and Alphard, the same kind of product and Alphard. People would like to buy Toyota higher than Hyundai, yeah, because the brand on the brand on Toyota is higher than Hyundai. Since that the brand premium is higher. And then what else? The positive attribution, such as, let's say, when there is some suppliers, yeah, having shipment late to Apple, the news is not Apple having late shipment. No, the news. Okay, let's say that the product from Apple late coming to Indonesia. Okay, let's say supposedly last month, but it is delayed until next month. Due to the positive attributes of Apple, the one that is blamed is not Apple, but the supplier that they have late shipment to Apple. So because Apple having positive, yeah, having a positive attribute, so the mistakes is not, the mistake is all beyond the Apple, not the Apple. The third party will be blamed for the problem. And then the more the brand, the higher the cross-selling and retention. Yeah? So if you have a good brand, let's say Bank Mandiri, once you have saving account, you would like also to purchase mortgage. You would like to also purchase credit card. You would like also to purchase investment. So the more the brand, the more the product cross-sellings. And also the more the retention. Yeah, you have conducting the RFM model. How to conduct the retention from the last week assignment. And also showing higher CLV. The more the brand, it gives higher CLV, customer lifetime value. Recall the customer lifetime value of the customer on the present value of their future income. Yeah. So, and also the last look of the product. So that is the critical point, that showing that brand is the most critical intangible assets that the firms own. Questions?
What do you mean by last look, Pak? Is it the look of the product or what?
So when you walk around the street driving cars, and then when there is Zara, Uniqlo, what is the last look? Meaning that the one that you look the most, that is the best brand, the better brand compared to the others. Okay, you come to the mall and you see the whole of the stores. This is Zara, this is Uniqlo. When your eyes looking at the Zara more, meaning that the brand is relatively higher than Uniqlo, because you look at it, stickiness of your look is longer compared to the others. Arasa?
Pronto.
Alright.
Thank you, Pak.
Next is how to build brand as the sustainable competitive advantage. How to develop brand as sustainable competitive advantage. So customers. So the first one that we need to understand is that before you are thinking about making a brand as your sustainable competitive advantage, you must be aware that the customer is aware of the product. Yeah? So we need to make sure customer awareness of the knowledge of the product, yeah, in response to brand generate the firm brand equity. Yeah. So awareness of your customer, their knowledge of your product, that generates the brand equity. Yeah. Where brand equity is a set of asset and liabilities which has the positive image linked to a brand, to the name, to the symbols, yeah, which add to or subtract from the value provided by the firm's offering. Yeah? So this is this is the price, and then this is the offering. Okay, this is the brand. This is the offering. So the offering, the core value of the product 10. You sell it with 30. So brand equity is 20. Subtract from the value provided by the firm's offering. Yeah? Brand equity lies in the mind of the customer. Yeah? Which means that it is difficult for competitors to copy it. Such as Coca-Cola. Yeah? Adding to the sustainability of the brand-based barrier. So the brand equity, why the brand equity difficult for competitor to copy? Because it is lies in the mind of the customer. Imagine how much Coca-Cola has invest to make sure that the brand lies in the customer's head. Another example, Volvo. So when you have a brand equity in place, it is kind of hard for a firm to adopt or change their brand identity, like Volvo. So the brand equity, the brand of Volvo, the brand identity is safety. Yeah. So when they are going to change into the economic car or green car, it is kind of difficult because the brand image is already there. Yeah, it's already there. Also happen like in Bakri. University of Bakri is famous of the scholarship. Yeah. So when people talking about Bakri, they think about scholarship. So when Bakri move their strategy into the other brand, it is kind of difficult to revise the current brand identity that is held in the mind of the potential customers. So the brand equity also has the dark side. When you have the brand in place very strong, it is kind of difficult to change. That is also happen in GE, yeah? GE, General Electric. So when they are trying to change into the product which is not electrics, it is kind of difficult for them. That's why GE then changed their brand name, not using GE Electrics, but only GE. I will discuss it later in the later subtopics. So understanding the brand building process, as it takes place among customers, it provides insights into many different brand building strategies that the firm might adopt. Yeah? So understanding the brand building process, it gives insights, yeah? Including whether the brand is effective or work best in a particular situation. Questions? Arasa?
Arasel.
All right. So, what is the approach of in seeing the brand equity? There is what we call the model. There is model that we use usually as we call associative network memory model. Let's say you call, okay, let's mention 5 top cars in your mind. Yeah? So Toyota, BMW, Mercedes-Benz, blah blah blah. Okay, so BMW, let's say, having the top of mind of the customer, let's say. So in the associative network memory models, there are node size that reflects the ease of recall. Yeah? The ease of recall. All right, BMW, something like that. There is the node there, a node of BMW. And then there is a words in blue represent marketing strategies designed to build memory networks. Okay, advertising. Okay, the firms develop advertising strategy to build the memory networks in the customer. And then they also develop product design, features of the product attributes. Okay, and also they arrange movie placement. Okay, on the advertising, they start to develop the slogan of ultimate driving machine. All right, so the advertising is the ultimate driving machine with the logo of BMW. And then the product design, the attributes of the product. There is comfort in the cars. Okay, the attribute is there. The streamlined design, the 8 gears, matics, yeah? the color of the car, etc. And then they also has the idea of movie placement. So they put James Bond. They pay around 25 million US dollar just to make sure that James Bond drive the latest edition of BMW. That why they choose James Bond? Because James Bond associated with the ladies' man, athletics, sophisticated. These are all the personas. Because they see that the personas has the population of the segments quite big. And they are a big spender. So they need to have the association of James Bonds to grab the segment of their targeted personas. But among all of that positives, there are also negative or relatively negative association that BMW is grandpa's car, yeah? Germany's car, yeah? Yappy. So there is the associative network memory model of the brand equity. Yeah? The size of the bubble determine the volume, determine the market size. Yeah? So James Bond having a big portion of making the people interest to buy the BMW rather than the ultimate driving machines. Product attributes supposedly having higher than James Bond. So the product attributes also having a line. The thickness of the line reflects the strengths between the nodes. Yeah? The thickness, the product attributes having showing the strengths of the attribute between product to BMW. James Bond, this is the line thickness also showing the strength and the advertising. So this is the associative network memory model. we can supposedly we can have the assignment of making the market basket model on this market basket model that is using the associative network memory. Yeah, after watching James Bond, he buy BMW. Okay, or after having product attributes, he buy BMW. So that is can be used by using the market basket model. Questions? Araso?
Is this also brand awareness?
Brand awareness.
Or is it different?
Oh, okay. Brand awareness is the fundamental of them all. Yeah. The brand awareness is the fundamental because we need to have the customer aware of BMW. Yeah. When they are aware, then we can develop the brand equity. Yeah. We can develop the brand equity after the customer aware. Yeah. All right, good. Any other questions? All right. So this is explaining the what I mentioned before, that the brand awareness, yeah. Okay, sorry. The associative network memory model is the is kind of a leading psychological model that describe how the brands work. Yeah. So the size is representing the population. Population meaning the people that aware of the products. Back to what Putra asked. Yeah. So the population in the persona meaning that they are aware of the product. The size of the people that aware that is in the size of the bubble. The brand image is the association of the brand. Yeah? James Bond, ultimate driving. Yeah? So brand image is the customer perception and association with the brand. In the network memory model, brand strategy involve first building the awareness. Awareness first as the fundamental of them all. After that, we start to develop the linkage to the positive unique memory nodes to establish and identify the match target, the target of the customer. Yeah? Any questions? Capish?
Pronto.
Okay. Right. So another example is that when we have the beer products here, Guinness, Budweiser, yeah. When the people taste the perception of the beer, when they have know the label, so this is, let's say this is Y, this is X around the, let's say the flavor, the X1, this is Y1. So when they already know the brand, the coordinates of the product will be scattered like this. But if they do not know the product, meaning if they are blinded, so they based on the taste, yeah, the taste and flavor and whatever, so there will be taste perception. Oh, this one is kind of similar, this one is kind of different. So they because they don't know what they are drinking. So this is telling that the brand differences operate at the subconscious level. When you don't know the label, so you can tell the brand differences. Yeah. So what is the benefit from brand equity? Brand can change customer actual experience, because when they know the brand, they are going to be in the different coordinates. Yeah. They are willing to pay more. Okay, I like the brand of new Pajero Sport. Because okay, let's say I like Pajero Sports. If you think the brand is stronger than Toyota Fortuner, yeah, if the brand is more compared to Fortuner, then you buy Pajero Sport. So brand can change the customer actual experience. They can taste of the excitement of driving the car. 4x4, yeah, Dakar, yeah, or GLX 4x4 manual. Yeah. So the brand can change customer actual experience. Benefit from strong brands are associated with three general areas. First is the sales growth. Yeah. From a strong brand, there will be a strong sales. From a strong brand, there will be better profit, bottom line. And with the strong brand, there will be better loyalty effects. Right. So next, we will talk about the brand strategies. First, I would like to talk about the brand architecture. The brand architecture defines both the rationale and the structure among the firms, products, and its brands. Yeah, there is two types of the brand architecture. First is house of the brand architecture. The second one is the branded house architecture. House of the brand architecture is what we call a PNG models. So people do not know PNG. People know the products. Let's say looks. Okay, what else? The PNG products. Unilever models. Yeah. So people do not know Unilever. People will only knows the product. Yeah, the product with the unique set of the brand element. The other type is branded house architecture, the GE models. Yeah. So the air conditioner by GE, yeah, the aeroplane machine by GE, the iron by GE. So they are focused on the branded house architecture, where the firm uses a single set of brand element for all of its product. Overall, the point is that the firm should shift toward a house of brand approach if they need a separate brands for each entity, yeah, by categories, by division, by products, to avoid problematic association or channel conflict across the entities. Questions? Araso? All right. So this is the brand architecture spectrum from many brands into the single master brand. Yeah. Single master brand used for all products such as GE, yeah, And then the house of brands such as P&G, Unilever, yeah, where P&G has all the product like Tide, Cheers, Ariel, Purex, all of the P&G products. So every product has a brand. GE, they are only talking about all by GE. Yeah. Endorsed brand like a Courtyard by Marriott. Okay, so this is endorsed brand. Courtyard is a hotel, and Marriott is the management system. So when the Courtyard by Marriott, meaning the management system is using Marriott. Yeah, the arrangement is all by Marriott. Courtyard is having the hotels only. So this is the endorsement brand. Sub brands. So there is a parent product there. Sony Walkman, Nestle KitKat. So there is parent product in the first word. Yeah. So this is the spectrum from the house of brand into the endorsed brand into the sub brand until the branded house. And then there is what we call brand extension. In brand extension, there are three kinds of brand extension. First is the brand line extension. So let's say a Pepsodent. Pepsodent would like to conduct a brand line extension using another flavor like siwak. So Pepsodent with the taste of siwak. So that is called a brand line extension. A new offering in the same product category, but a slightly different attributes. And then number two is the brand category extension. So there is another category of product, yeah, extension, such as the toothpaste and diapers. Yeah, the new offering instead move into completely different. The new offering move into completely different product category. The brand extension. And then the third one is the vertical extension. Vertical extension is like Marriott. A brand to a lower price market often undermine the image of the parent brand. So when people, Courtyard by Marriott, they are targeting a higher level customer. Where Courtyard only, that is for the lower level, something like that. So the brand determine the price, yeah, determine the price. That is vertical extension. This is the example, yeah, of the line extension. Okay, the minor change in flavors. This is the category extension because having more categories. And this is the vertical extension, yeah, using Marriott only or Courtyard and Marriott, so that determines the level of price. Yeah. All right, and then what is the guidelines for optimizing the brand? Yeah. What is the guidelines for optimizing the brand? The brand line, the vertical extension, the category extension. What is the guidelines? First, I'd start from concrete association is kind of difficult to extend. When you have the GE Electrics in place, IBM machine in place, it will be difficult if GE would like to do expansion to another category. Yeah, let's say GE would like to go into the fashion. They cannot because it is electric. So that is making difficult to GE to expand. Also IBM machine. Yeah, IBM also consulting, not machine only. So GE now changed the brand to GE only. IBM machine also changed the brand into IBM only. Yeah. So brand seen as prototypical are difficult to stretch. When we have a product of Clorox, this is like a Rinso, yeah, Clorox, something that very sharp product of the rinse detergents, and then you develop a soap, yeah, a soap which is for the skin, for the face. It is kind of difficult to stretch because you are identified as a detergent, a strong detergent products. Yeah. So when you change into soap, people kind of difficult to accept. So you need to have a product that is not kind of similar, yeah, similar. And then consumer should perceive fit between parent and extension. Yeah? Fit can be in many dimensions, whether the product attributes, the benefits, the types, manufacturers. Yeah? Vertical extension also best done with the sub-brand. Yeah? Vertical extension often hurt the parent brand and best done with sub-brand. Okay, so let's say that the Toyota Innova, that is, that is not vertical. That is category. No, category. Yeah, SUV and the multi-purpose vehicle. Yeah, category extension. Contier, yeah, Contier, that is vertical extension by Marriott. Right. So, any questions? So far, so good?
Yes.
Okay.
Good, Pak.
All right. Next is how to manage the brand-based sustainable competitive advantage. There are 3 steps to build the brand equity. First is to make the brand awareness first. Yeah. So we need to make people aware. Yeah. So after after the people aware, yeah, we provide anchor point such as BM James Bond. Yeah. So people with the persona of James Bond will be more interested into buying the BMW. And then second one is link the brand name to its point of parity. Point of parity is where it is the same with the most of the competitors, that they have the same standard, whether it is safe and reliable. And point of difference. What makes BMW difference with the Mercedes? The flavor of the car. Maybe the flavor is different between BMW and Mercedes-Benz. The flavor of BMW is kind of different. So there is also the point of difference. So we need to define the brand relative advantage. Number 3 is build a deep emotional connection or deep relationship between the brand and the targeted customer. Yeah. The people that aware is there. The segmentation is there. Which one is your target? So we need to build a connection between the brand and the targeted customer to generate a powerful, long-lasting barrier to competitor. Yeah. The differentiation implies a true emotional connection, yeah, with the customer. All right. So how to conduct the research to measure the brand equity. How to measure the brand equity? How to is by tracking the effectiveness of return on the marketing expenditure that seek to build brand equity over time. Yeah? So there are different approach, methods, and metrics to measure the brand health that is available, depending on the objectives. So let's say a brand audit that evaluates the brand health to understand its strengths and weakness, such that it provides a foundation for designing and implementing a new brand strategy. So the first thing we need to do is the qualitative analysis. Yeah? That we need to identify what is the dimension of the attributes that is highly accepted by the customer. Let's say BMW. What is the attributes? BMW. What is we conduct the qualitative analytics, qualitative, yeah, by conducting focus group discussion, interview, yeah. So survey. So we would like to see what is the dimension that people see the most on the car products, on the car, expensive car. Okay, there are quality, cost, and quality is there is speed, something like that, speed, and the after self-service, something like that, after self-service. To measure the brand equity, we need to conduct the survey on this towards all the competitors. BMW, Mercedes-Benz, what else? Volvo, what else? Peugeot, blah blah blah. Toyota, Camry, something like that. So we conduct this. We identify the what is this dimension position in each of the maker. Okay, let's say liquor use. We use liquor. This is BMW, BM, Mercedes, Volvo, Peugeot. This is the speed. What do they think of the brand? Okay, BMW 5, Mercedes 4, 3, 1. Okay. And then the cost towards the price towards the product. Okay, this is 5, 3, 1, 4. What else? The after self-service. BMW 3, 5, 4, 1. And then we calculate this is 13. This is 12. This one 6. This one 6. So BMW has higher brand equity compared to Mercy, Volvo, and Peugeot. That is the way on measuring the brand equity. Yeah, relatively to the competitors. Arasa?
Betul.
Okay, good. So this is how to survey a design on the brand audit example. Yeah. We conduct the focus group discussion to identify the themes, yeah, the themes of the attributes that people see the most, and then conduct a survey towards all of the producer, the maker, and then let the sample score it, yeah, and then we just summarize the numbers. So to identify the brand equity relative towards the others. Right, that is all on the branding strategy. So far so good. Any questions? Any questions? Rasa?
Sale, Pak.
Alright. Next is offering. So there is brand strategy, and then next is